views, opinions, and yes, your own opinions too counts. Through the phone lines, you have the contribution, your contributions, yes, on the program. This 8th of September, yes, 2025, Monday. Stories making the headlines, yes. Now, Tola, there's this story that I am worried about, talking about this Dangote Nupeng lift. Talking about, I think, is this CNG trucks?
No, what CNG trucks?
Trucks, yes.
Well, trouble is actually brewing, Bimbo. Trouble is brewing.
Yes, and
if petroleum tanker drivers of Nupeng make good their threat.
Yes, and they are saying that those trucks, the drivers, I think about 40, or is it 4,000 trucks or so? Well, let me go through this.
Actually 10,000 trucks.
10,000 trucks.
But they want to import Alaji Dantata and Alaji Aliko Dangote.
But why is Nupeng, giving Dangote problems? Because I believe that all these are just to, alleviate the problems of Nigerians. Talking about petrol importation and the decrease in petrol price.
Well, you might want to hear them out too. They are saying that Alaji Aliko Dangote is refusing to allow drivers of his imported CNG trucks to join any trade union.
Yeah. I don't see anything wrong in that. Well, I want to give you an example. Do you remember during the late General Abacha regime, when Nupeng went on strike? What did General Abacha do? He bought tankers. Nupeng went on strike, so no petrol station was receiving petrol. He bought some trucks that were, well lit. You know that it is the trucks that the government bought, and they went and lifted petrol and distributed it to petrol stations, and they were not in the unions. They were not members of the union.
Well, may we not go through what we went through at that time, and that we will not go through that again.
I was just citing an example.
Abacha didn't solve the problem. He only compounded it with the action
but
at that time.
But he alleviated it for some time.
Oh, Bibo, he did not. That's why I said may we not go through what we went through at that time. When you have to spend hours at the filling stations, and God help you that you don't come under the whiplash of those stern-looking soldiers that were posted at every petrol station.
Yes,
and those trucks were only able to find their way through, maybe every once in a while, heavily guarded by the soldiers. And you know what people have to go through to get fuel. At that time. That was what depleted the environment at Agala Forest, if you remember.
Yes, now when all even fresh trees were cut.
And people had to resort to sawdust.
Yes.
Sawdust became an expensive commodity.
And that was the time that I knew that even fresh trees can even cook food. That everybody believes that it is a dried wood, dried trees that can light up, ignite fire. Fresh trees then. Well, like you said, may we not go through that again. Now, the Nigeria Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers yesterday declared that it will still embark on strike beginning from today, despite the intervention of the federal government to address the grievances of the union. And Nupeng President Williams Aporiha confirmed that the federal government had reached out to the union on the need to avert the strike. And he, however, insisted that industrial action will go ahead pending the outcome of the meeting with the government today, Monday. And the union had on Friday announced that it will begin an industrial action on September 8, 2025. a development that could lead to fuel scarcity, and its decision stemmed from the Dangote Petroleum Refinery's plan to import, okay, I think it is 4,000 compressed natural gas trucks.
Along with Alaji Dantata, that is 10,000 trucks, CNG trucks and all.
Okay, all right. And so Dangote is 4,000 for direct fuel distribution to retailers. And although the scheme, earlier scheduled to begin on August 15, was delayed by logistics challenges in China, the refinery said it will kick off once a substantial number of the trucks arrived.
Well, but Nupeng is also not happy about well, there is a particular what looks like another trade union that the CNG truck drivers are supposed to belong to. It says Nupeng also disowned a statement attributed to Barrister Enoch Kanawa, president of Direct Trucking Company Drivers Association (DTCDA), which claimed that Nupeng could not speak for members of petroleum tanker drivers. Kanawa has urged Nigerians to disregard the planned industrial action. Now, giving clarification on the path and forces behind the NTCDA, the leadership of Nupeng declared that the Kanawa-led NTCDA was a creation of management of Dangote Refinery, which has vowed not to allow its recruited truck drivers join Nupeng, which is the only statutory recognized union authorized to unionize petroleum tanker drivers. Well, the statement we declared that Barrister Kanawa is a lawyer, not a tanker driver, maintained that there is no division in the ranks of Nupeng or its PTD branch.
Well, petroleum tanker drivers branch of Nupeng.
Well, it's very possible you could be a lawyer and still be a tanker driver.
Yes.
And then tanker drivers in this part of the world, people, many of them are not ordinary citizens because many of them are very, very rich.
Yes.
So that one doesn't be the lawyer. He could be a lawyer, still be a tanker driver.
Yes. Now we know of some people in the southwest that was a time a doctorate degree that was at the time was an NURTW chairman. Yes, in New York State. Yeah.
So that apart, Bimbo, I don't know, the NTCDA, the association, said to have been formed by Alhaji Aliko Dangote and his fellow businessman Alhaji Aliyu Dantata. They said they are behind the NTCDA. Now, if that union is duly registered, well, I do not know what the grouse of the PTD branch of Nupeng actually is. But my worry here is that I do not know why Nupeng is insisting that it would go on strike over a grouse with a private sector organization and they insist that they would shut down the entire nation because that's what they are about to do. That they will shut down the entire nation because of a grouse with a private organization. I don't think that is strong enough. The fact that that organization has said that certain members of his staff of that particular organization has disallowed them from joining the union, and you think that is enough reason for you to shut down the entire nation?
I believe they should be working together. They should work together so that people will be relieved of the various economic problems we are facing. You know, talking about fuel.
Honestly, I do not know if they've exhausted every possible. Fine, you want them to be part of Nupeng. They are saying no. Have you sat down at a round table to discuss?
Yes.
And if you have you exhausted every other means? Have you called in these big stakeholders in the industry? Have you reached out to the federal government before now? So, but like I said, even if Dangote is insisting that the CNG truck drivers are not going to be part of any trade union for reasons best known to him, I do not think that is enough reason for anyone to want to shut down Nigeria. So that may fuel speculations that there could be more to this that we are seeing on the surface. Maybe when somebody just wants to cripple the government, and then, well, I don't know, me just thinking aloud there, because I'm not in the industry, but then looking at things on the surface, like I said, I see no reason why you want to cripple Nigeria because you have a grouse with a private sector organization.
Yes. And well, we hope that even if they embark on this strike, so-called strike, they are saying, government can turn it to be another thing. They can say it might be treasonable felony. They want to upturn the government. Well, NUPENG is saying here that its members will stop fuel loading nationwide. What does that? What will government term that to? Okay, from today. And if the situation remained unresolved, and it said the union will not stand by while jobs were being eroded. What is the meaning of jobs being eroded?
Well, what they are trying to say, because I saw part of this thing evolving over the weekend. What they are trying to say here is that members of their union also, well, according to them, are also being disallowed from driving the CNG trucks.
Why are they being disallowed?
Well, the specialized drivers, I believe there's something, maybe some kind of training is needed, I don't know. Okay. Maybe for anyone that wants to drive those trucks. And Alaji Aliko Dangote and Alaji Dantata, they've kind of narrowed in, they've kind of selected those who will be driving those trucks based on training and the necessary expertise required to drive those trucks. And they are saying that members of their union are not being involved, and that this is going to erode jobs. That's what they are saying here. Well, 10,000 trucks, that's quite a lot, Bimbo.
But it will create employment for people. Is it necessary that it is only the NUPENG, the normal petrol tankers that people should go to and be to start driving?
You don't get it, Bimbo. You don't get it, Bimbo. They are trying to protect the interest of their members. They are saying that their members are not going to be among those who will be allowed to drive those trucks. That's what they are saying, and that is going to be only the DTCD or whatever, or whatever that are going to be allowed to drive the trucks. So that's what they are saying, and that well, I do not know if there is any tanker driver, member of NUPENG, that don't have trucks to drive as we speak. That's what I don't get.
Because there is no specialized. It is just the tankers, the gas, compressed natural gas, CNG. It is just implanted in between the head and the tanker. So I don't see anything wrong with that, but like I know what you want to say.
Well, but if that's all there is to it, I don't think they'll go to the trouble of importing them all the way from China. They will simply be converting what they have
here.
So I think there is more to it.
Well, in a statement, however, signed by the Ministry's Head of Information and Public Relations, Patience Onuobia Dingia, they appealed to NUPENG to suspend its planned shutdown of petroleum operations and called on the Nigerian Labour Congress to withdraw the red alert it issued in solidarity with oil workers.
Well, Ipman, in the meantime,
he's supporting that move.
No, they are distancing themselves. It says Ipman national leadership distances self.
That means that last week they said they were supporting Dangote, that they will support him with those CNG tankers. Now they are distancing themselves.
If they are supporting Dangote, it means they are not in support of the strike.
Well,
if they are supporting
from the strike, yes, from the strike.
And Petron, they're also saying that it's Petron that is saying that they are going to join the strike. Well, away from that now, Nigeria in grip of full-blown security emergency. That's coming from Peter Obi. And Atiku decries Borno Boko Haram killing. Says we must rise to confront menace, he says. Okay, that's coming from two key members of the opposition in Nigeria. And of course, they are stating the truth, opposition or not, politics or not. And they are actually saying what is in the minds of every Nigerian.
Yes, I have this one here which says, talking about security now, troops hit terrorists in nationwide crackdown. Like, I think we read something like that last week. Yes. And well, let's just go through it. Maybe it's another, aspect of what happened last week. Troops at the weekend swooped on terrorists, bandits, and other criminals across the country, killing many and seizing arms and ammunition. Yes, and the raids, which took place between end of last week and yesterday, dealt a serious blow on insurgency. And Army spokesman Lieutenant Colonel Apollonia Anele and brigade spokesperson gave accounts of how the criminals were neutralized in the northwest, northeast, and north central. And members of the Eastern Security Network (ESN) in the southeast also suffered huge losses. Yes, in the northeast, during the sustained week-long crackdown, Army Lieutenant Colonel Anele said troops rescued many kidnapped victims, recovered assorted firearms, ammunition, and seized illicit substances. And northwest, a combined air and ground strike at Zango in Katsina State dealt a major blow to terrorists, killing about 15 fighters, according to intercepted communications. Yes, that is a good one. And troops in the north central region also made headway. Operation Wild Stroke forces killed one armed adder in Logo local government of Benue State and recovered weapons. And in Niger State, 2 kidnapped victims were rescued and 28 cows recovered following air and ground operations in Maliga local government. Also in Plateau State, troops recovered 2 AK-47 rifles in Mr. Ali village, Bassa local government, after interrogating a captured informant. And in the Federal Capital Territory, Guards Brigade troops recovered a stolen vehicle and arrested 3 criminals in Gwagwalada. Well, it goes on and on and on. And in the south, troops disrupted oil bunkering activities in Rivers State, recovering 35 sacks of illegally refined products amounting to about 1,750 liters. One suspect was arrested. Well,
good news for me as far as I'm concerned. And again, well, it appears like we must admit the Tinubu administration, it's doing well. The best is still not enough. They could still do better, but then at least we have a semblance, we have something to show that the troops are actually taking the battle to the insurgents and the terrorists, and they have actually declared war on them nationwide. Generally, they seem to have declared a determined war on crime. Of course, crime will always fight back as long as they are the big sponsors are still out there. What the army is dealing with and the other security agencies is the foot soldiers, like I said last week, and then I look forward to seeing a situation where the sponsors also will be targeted and will be reined in, and the sources of supply of funds, arms, and ammunition will also be decisively cut off. We have seen a situation where these elements are fleeing from the heat of the security agencies up north, where they seem to be moving to the southern states now. And of course, the military and the police, other security agencies also seem to be ready, very much ready for them. So of course, we'll continue to have pockets of these attacks, and of course, there are sponsors working in collaboration with the foot soldiers, trying to make nonsense of the efforts of the federal government. But I believe in the end that the forces of light will prevail over the forces of evil.
Yes.
All right. This one says DSS writes X wants Showore's account deactivated over tweet targeting Tinubu. Gives 24 hours ultimatum to take down Showore's disparaging tweet, or an activist defies DSS, refuses to delete tweets. The Department of State Services, DSS, has petitioned the chairman and CEO X Corporation, Elon Musk, over a tweet by activist and former presidential candidate of the Africa Action Congress, AAC, Oluyole Showore. The agency, in the petition addressed to the chairman and CEO of X Corporation, Bastrop County in Texas, United States of America, and dated September 6, 2025, claimed that Showore was targeting President Bola Tinubu with a disparaging and ridiculous tweet capable of creating political tension and threatening the country's national security. It also accused Sowore of spreading misleading information and willful intention to furthering an ideology capable of serious harm, incitement to violence, cybercrime, hate, and to discredit President Tinubu, just as it called on the social media company to ban or deactivate the verified X handle of Mr. Sowore. Well, first and foremost, for me, I've always said it. These issues involving Mr. Sowore, I think the man is best ignored. Now,
yes,
when the DSS does these things, each time you pick him up, to me, they are doing exactly what Mr. Sowore wants them to do, just to draw attention to himself. And then they make a victim out of him, they make a hero out of him, which is exactly what he wants. So I don't know how disparaging that tweet could be, that you want to pick him up, you want to grill him, you want to retrieve the tweet. Now, when Simon Ekpa was busy doing what he was doing in Finland, the Nigerian authorities kept mute mostly, and they made eventually they made some feeble attempts of condemning and criticizing whatever was doing over there, but they never wrote a formal letter to the Finnish government. They never wrote a formal letter of not even a letter of protest on its activities. The Finnish government acted because Simon Ekpa violated their laws, their rules and regulations regarding the use of the social media in their space. That was why they moved against him, not because the Nigerian government asked them to do anything. The Nigerian government said and did nothing throughout. It was only when the man was arrested and eventually jailed, that's when they started. When he was arrested, they said they are watching things. They want to see how things would unfold. When he was jailed, they held, well, it's okay. And they now said that they would look forward to seeing it extradited. When they did nothing, all the while that he was ordering the killing of people in the southeast. So I don't know just how terrible Mr. Sowore's tweet could be, such that the DSS is so uncomfortable with what he has done, and they want it deactivated. They said they start getting Tinubu. Well, if it's about criticizing the president, I don't think he has done anything wrong. If it's about stating his mind regarding whatever goes on, his views and opinions, I don't think he has done anything wrong. But like I said, even if he has done the worst, as long as you have done your investigations, you have looked at what he's doing, and there is not really something that could threaten national security. I don't believe the man is a threat to national security just yet. Why not just ignore him, like I said, instead of playing into his hands? Instead of, like I said, they are doing exactly what Mr. Sowore wants, and I'm sure he's enjoying every minute of it.
Yes, he is, because I believe he's attracting attention to himself.
Traffic to himself.
Yes.
So
yes, Tola, this one sounds interesting. Talking about Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. Yes, our suspension is about to end. Yes, and there is this story which says, she will resume to the Senate after our London trip. That is according to our lawyer.
What if our colleagues decide that it's not yet time for her to do that, and they extend the suspension?
No,
because she hasn't been.
Why should they extend the suspension? They suspended her for 6 months.
Yes. Well, she hasn't shown any sign of soberness. She's still fighting.
She's still fighting, and she will continue to fight. Yes, she's a woman. And we should know women now. They will continue to fight, and she will still be showing that, ego-like, character.
And we are not judging her. We are not saying she has done anything wrong in her face-off. With them, I believe both sides have their faults, and when it comes to this matter, so we are not passing judgment on her.
Yes.
But then we are just saying, I'm just saying that maybe what is likely to unfold. Maybe our colleagues may not be too comfortable with her resuming just yet, but we'll see.
Because I don't know when she resumes. How will they relate? I don't know. The relationship in the house, banters, calling each other some names and.
Oh, Bimbo, you are talking about politicians. They might act as if nothing ever happened to you. You'll be surprised.
Yes, Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, who represents Kogi Central, will return to the National Assembly later this month after completing a 6-month suspension, a lawyer has confirmed. And speaking with The Punch in Abuja, a counsel, Victor Giwa, disclosed that the senator was on vacation in London but had already made plans to resume plenary alongside her colleagues when the Senate reconvenes on September 23. And the lawyer said actually she is ready to resume her term. She's in London, everything is in place, and the 6 months have expired. The only thing left is a resumption, Giwa said. And the lawyer added that the Senate leadership was not expected to obstruct her return, like you said.
So they are guessing, they are preempting.
Yes. We have been told that even the leadership of the Senate is ready to welcome her. So that's the situation at the moment. There is no obstacle at all, he assured. Let's hope so.
Well, maybe they have been behind the scene moves, and then Senator Akpoti might have given a guarantee that she's not going to be any more trouble. Trouble in quote now. She's not going to be any more trouble.
She will be a good girl.
A good girl.
Like a Fubara in River State.
Like Mr. Fubara in River State. Let's have this commercial break and we'll be back.
Special secret that awakens taste buds. Mouth-watering wonder with awesome aroma. Terra seasoning cubes.
Terra seasoning cube turns your meals into a masterpiece.
Unwrap joy, unleash taste. Hey, come cook with Terra cubes. Come cook with Terra.
Good tasty food is worth living for. Worried about your oil every time you enjoy your favorite meal? Introducing Golden Terra Smart Balance Oil. Smart Balance Rice Bran Oil is rich in gamma oryzanol. Several studies suggest that gamma oryzanol may contribute to the reduction of bad cholesterol. Golden Terra Smart Balance Oil. Good food, no worries.
tó fẹ́ràn láti máa ṣe o tó bá fẹ́ ṣe oúnjẹ tó wú ní lórí o.
Ìbá ṣe jọ̀lọ́ọ̀fù, ata dídín, kódà àsáró tàbí spaghetti, ṣe oúnjẹ tó ta wọ́n yọ pẹ̀lú pepper terra.
Pepper terra.
All right, we're back, and the program is still Conversation on Oluyole 98.5 FM. Accountant General plots to preempt Supreme Court, set to pay Osun local government funds to court-sacked APC chairman, councillors, Noge alleges. It's an allegation, and that this should be looked into, just like the previous allegation too. And that came sometime last week that said that someone is also planning to pay the funds to those who are not civil servants. They're planning to pay the funds to politicians.
Well, now still talking about strikes and all those in the various sectors of the country. The education minister, Dr. Maruf Tunji Alausa, said yesterday that all is being done to keep tertiary institutions running. And according to him, a holistic negotiation with various unions is going on, and it is needless going on strike during the talks. He urged the unions that have served strike notice to shelve their plans. Dr. Alausa said government was making concerted efforts to meet the demands of the unions to prevent disruption in academic activities. But he insisted that government will not rush into any agreement that has not been properly negotiated. Yes, properly negotiated. Also, 2009 agreement which was signed and which the present education minister said was just a draft agreement. ASUP too is involved. No need for strike during talks, education minister tells ASUP. And ASUP, that is the Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics. And now, again, the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, yes, reaffirmed its plan to embark on an indefinite nationwide strike from Wednesday should the federal government fail to meet its outstanding welfare demands. Well, Ola, I don't understand. Billions of naira are being spent on unnecessary things in Nigeria. I'll call it things. You hear of billions, trillions. And how much do these people need? They need the improvement of their research activities, improvement in their of their workload, improvement of their welfare packages, which is not as huge. The cash equivalent is not as huge as what is being spent by the federal government. If they go on strike now, it will affect our kids who are in our institutions, who are in medical school, who are resident doctors. It will affect them. It will affect their welfare. It will affect,
So apologies for that breaking transmission on the program. Is still conversation on Oluyole 98.5 FM. Well, we are talking about the planned resident doctor strike.
Yes, planned resident doctor strike. Like I said, ASUP, the federal government, the minister said there was no need going on strike while talks are on. And NAD too, National Association of Resident Doctors, are saying, well, yes, Wednesday they will go on strike. But what I'm saying is, why don't the federal government do the needful instead of just putting these people on the ladder, on the top ladder, the top wrong. So just do the needful. The leaders, our government, they are spending money on unnecessary things, and when these people see and hear all these things, they will, things in quote, why won't they react negatively? And it is affecting our children. Yes, all these strikes, it is affecting our brothers, sisters. So I'm just so perturbed about what is happening between these unions, various unions, not only ASUP and NAD, all other unions too. The nurses are there, NUPENG is there, the other unions. So that is my worry.
Well, remember, when you say billions are being spent on unnecessary things, I would rather that you say that billions are being stolen. And
yes, and even
down the drain.
Yes, stolen too. Yes, stolen. Yes, that just escaped my mind. Stolen.
So, well, as for the resident doctors, the health sector in general, and what is happening in the health sector, one thing that always amazes me is the fact that despite the way doctors and other health workers are treated in this country, despite the poor state of facilities, which I believe also must have an impact on training, Nigerian doctors still remain hot cake outside the shores of Nigeria.
Yes,
they are always up for grabs, and so many have left. And you need to visit especially the tertiary health institutions for you to know exactly how serious the challenges, the brain drain in that particular sector. So it also amazes me further that these people that are not appreciated in their own country, and they get to other climes, and they are up for grabs, like I said. And better emoluments, better welfare is not just what they are asking for. They are also asking for the revitalization of the nation's health facilities, of the nation's health institutions. And give it to, like I always mention, well, maybe compared to what we have now, what I can term the golden era under the former health minister, now late Professor Oluyole Kuti.
Yes.
He was one that revitalized primary health care in this country.
Yes.
Let me just say that he was the one that created primary health care in this country, because it was nowhere before he came into government, and he made sure he penetrated all the rural communities, and data for most other sectors under that era, which I say is the golden era compared to what we have now.
And they are still in existence.
And they are still in existence. Only that no one seems to have built up on what he has done. Well, I asked them, former health minister, Professor Isaac Adewale, this question when he came on our program, my guest of the month, this year's flagship program on television. And well, he did acknowledge what Professor Oluyole Kuti did. And well, but he disagreed with me on the fact that primary health care was not being sustained. He said the efforts are there to sustain and build on his work. Well, I don't know. Well, he has been the Minister of Health, and maybe he saw and he has been seeing what I have not seen. But then, by and large, like you said, Bimbo, it baffles me too, and I'm backed up to why, well, until that legislation comes, that once you are in the public office, once you hold public office, unless the situation cannot be handled in Nigeria, there must be legislation that you must not travel out of Nigeria for medical attention. Maybe that will make them to do the needful. But of course, like I said, like I always say, they will not legislate against themselves.
Yes, they will not. Like I said, at least sometimes during this program, last year, when I said if during the tenure of late former President Buhari, a federal medical center was being commissioned, and there was this press conference. The federal medical center was equipped with so many equipment. Now it was then that the former President Buhari late now traveled out. Now there was this press conference after the commissioning, and a reporter, there was the normal, usual questions that reporters were. There was this particular reporter that now asked, yes, this federal medical center is, yes, equipped, and the minister had said, yes, there was no reason for anybody, even any government official, to travel out for treatment. Now, he now asked, why is our president out of the country for treatment when this is on ground? And we are saying, yes, nobody should have any reason to travel out for treatment. Like what you said.
But something happened in Ibadan, Bimbo. It says police alert on suspected AGO trapped inside well in Ibadan. Diesel, Bimbo, was found inside the well at somewhere. There was here, and people, and of course, you trust Nigerians. People went fishing for diesel, for free diesel. Well, a citizen, or maybe some citizens, were good enough to alert the police because they realized the dangers involved. So the police went there, and they've done the needful by securing the area. The Oyo State Police Command has alerted residents of Ibadan, the state capital, to a potentially hazardous substance discovered in a well in the Omikure area of Yemetu. A message posted on the command's X handle at Oyo Police NG on Sunday reads, in the evening of September 6 at around 6:50 p.m., the Yemetu division received a tip-off about liquids found in a local well. Promptly, a team led by the divisional police officer, a CSP, responded to the scene to investigate further. Upon the arrival, officers identified a lubricant believed to be automotive gas oil, commonly known as diesel, present in the well. They noticed that many local residents had gathered thereby with containers, seemingly planning to collect the substance. They were already collecting it from news that we gathered. In response to this situation, the area has been secured by armed personnel from the Yemetu Division and local neighborhood watch members. We've also involved the Oyo State Ministry of Environment to assist with the safe handling and disposal of this hazardous material. Now, as to the source member, it says preliminary investigations indicate a potential leakage from a nearby underground storage tank, which may have caused the well to fill with this liquid. So I guess that storage tank must belong to a filling station.
Yes.
So and well, they've done the needful. Thank God for the prompt response of the authorities.
Or maybe it was a filling station close to that area.
Well, there are many filling stations in that axis. The Yemetu axis, talk about Total Garden, Yemetu axis. So there are quite a number of filling stations there. So it could be any of them. But of course, they would want to keep the identity of the filling station. But thank God that we've not had any unpleasant eventuality.
Yes. Schools are supposed to resume today.
Well, some, from what I gathered, some are scheduled to resume today, while some are resuming next week, Monday.
Monday, okay. Because I'm seeing that.
I think majority are resuming next week, Monday.
Next week, Monday. I'm just saying that one story now. Schools resume amid biting economic hardship. Well, God will save us. Now, still from Oyo State, the state command has arrested a landlord and his associate in connection with the death of a tenant identified as Oluyole in the Oluyole area of Ibadan, the state capital. And Oluyole was reportedly struck during a dispute over his inability to pay rent on Wednesday. And the attack allegedly carried out by the landlord's associate led to the tenant's death despite efforts by emergency responders. And in a statement on Sunday, the command spokesperson Adewale Oshifeso confirmed the incident.
Why should non-payment of rent? Why should that be a problem? Why should it? I mean, problem in the sense that why should it lead to that?
Death, yes.
Why should it lead to that? Why should it lead to a fight? There are procedures. If your tenant is not paying rent, there are procedures to follow. There are things you can do. Well, so just so unfortunate. Now the man is dead and the landlord would have to answer to the law. All right, time to open the phone lines. It's your turn. Welcome your contributions on any of the headlines that we have taken this morning. After this commercial.
Why? No, see, say this big bull bag of rice no get the new big bull holographic seal. Not true.
Introducing the Big Bull holographic seal tape, your favorite authentic Big Bull rice, 50 kg and 25 kg. Now with holographic seal tape. This is to ensure you get the premium product from Big Bull rice. Do not buy if the holographic seal tape is not on the bag or is broken. Big Bull rice, tasty rice nourished you.
Gbogbo ènìyàn ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ló mọ rírì ètò ìṣèjọba omi tuntun lábẹ́ ìṣàkóso ọlọ́lá jùlọ gómìnà Olúṣèyí Abíọ́dún Mákindé, pàápàá lẹ́ka ètò ìlera tó péjú owó pẹ̀lú ìbámu ọmọdé aláboyún àtàwọn ìyálọ́mọ tí wà lálàáfíà ní ìtẹ̀síwájú àgbéyé àti àwòyè àṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀bí oúnjẹ fọ́mọ tuntun jòjòló lómi ọyàn ìyá rẹ̀ fóṣù mẹ́fà àkọ́kọ́ ní kété ìbímọ láàrin wákàtí kan ẹgbẹ̀bí ọmọ rẹ̀ nílé ìwòsàn gbọ́mọ tuntun jòjòló sọ́yàn fún ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ ìjípépé ọpọlọ okun àti agbára lẹ́yìn eléyìí fọmọ rẹ̀ lọ́yàn pọ́nbélé láì fi omi àgbo tàbí oúnjẹ kankan sí àfikún bó ti wulẹ̀ kó mọ fóṣù mẹ́fà gbáko. àǹfààní eléyìí lọ́mọ tuntun jòjòló yóò fi wà ní ìlera tó jí pépé. ọmọ tuntun tó mọ yàyà rẹ̀ fóṣù mẹ́fà lọ́pọlọ rẹ̀ máa ń dàgbà. ìdènà àwọn àjàkálẹ̀ àrùn ìgbàláyè àwọn èròjà aṣaralóore àti afáralókun fi yàtọ̀ láàrin àwọn akẹgbẹ́ rẹ̀. ìyálọ́mọ tó ń pèsè ọjọ́ iwájú rere fọmọ rẹ̀ ní sàmúlò ìlànà gbígbọ́mọ sọ́yàn fóṣù mẹ́fà àkọ́kọ́ kọ́mọ lè dàwòye. ìkéde ló wá látọ̀dọ̀ ikọ̀ àárín àti iléeṣẹ́ ètò ìlera ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́.
silver gold, Terra Gold Cube, the amazing seasoning cube. So when you're cooking your delicious meals, go for gold.
Rich, consistent taste for cooking mouth-watering soups, stews, and jollof. Choose wisely. Choose Gold. Terra Gold Seasoning Cube.
One cube, endless possibilities. Terra Gold.
Mom's love is pure. No cheetah. Mom's special jollof puts a smile on your face. Mom's love divine, cheers you up. Mom tasty stew, nourishes the family. Golden Terra Oil, tasty. Golden Terra Oil, nourishing. Golden Terra Oil, Golden Terra soya oil.
Golden Terra Oil helps mom pour her love in the tasty, nourishing meals she cooks for her family. Golden Terra Oil, pour pure love.
Right, we're back and the program is still conversation. Time to open the phone lines and our first caller is here.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Tola, Mr. Timbo.
Good morning.
John calling from Ilorin.
Good to have you, sir.
Lupeng, then I'm going on strike starting from today. Now the question I want to ask Lupeng, do they have this agreement with the Dangote groups and Dantata? Because before you can embark on such strike, you must have had an agreement that when this truck arrives, your member will be involved in driving those trucks. When your member trains to drive those trucks, nobody should come out and tell us why they want to go on strike. Because that excuse is not enough for Nupen to say our member is going on strike. Look, this act of frustrating the country progress is demonic and it should be seen as such. Just before the Dangote came, Nupen has not been taking necessary steps to see that Nigerians are enjoying free flow of petroleum. We never heard of any scarcity of petrol again. They want to ignite it. Even despite not going on strike, we are buying for 1,000 plus 800, 900. If they now go on strike so that you can go and be buying a liter for 5,000, is that what they want? Is that the kind of country they want us to be? It's unfair. They should tell us the reason why they want to go on strike. Lastly, Mr. President, I don't have the right to tell you where to spend your holiday, but the state of the nation does not warrant you to be going on jamboree on taxpayers' money. With due respect, Mr. President, you just returned from Brazil. I think your holiday should have been better spent in 4 states of the nation or 3 states of the nation. You can go to Calabar, come to Ibadan, or probably go to Gundi, where you will spend less and you will enjoy your by visiting some tourist centers. Grounding your aircraft in France for 10 days costs a lot of money. Aviation fuel to travel via your aircraft costs a lot of money. How many foreign leaders comes to Nigeria for holiday? And this month end, you will still be going for a United Nations summit. Mr. President, you want us to be prudent in spending. It is not fair the way you are running things. Stay at home, build a new Nigeria. When Obasanjo was traveling, we saw the result. Cancellation of debt, we saw it. Your traveling has not been bringing anything. You should have just spent your holiday in Nigeria. Enjoy your day. Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Mr. Joe. You want the president to go to those places where it would be the target of bandits, terrorists, and killer herders. Some of those places you mentioned, Mr. John. Well, someone did say that he was on a working holiday. Well, I don't know what that means. But then, if you ask him to stay back in Nigeria, and maybe the only place that would be safe for him to stay would be Abuja, and that might be boring.
Yes,
Mr. Joe.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. morning, sir.
Good morning.
God will bless you, Mr. Sola, Mr. Bimbo.
Amen.
And most especially, God will bless my brother from Victoria, Brother John. You see, because it's help us in this country, I want to believe that it is not only holiday that our dear president is going to spend in the foreign land. They will not disclose anything for us. He must have been having some issues being treated, and you will not want to make it official. Because I don't know the reason why he should be getting out each every now and then. It is not proper. It's not proper. You see, it's like Yoruba would say, Alai Mantoka, people are suffering. And the government is now proposing that from January, we still have some additional taxes on petrol. Look at what is happening. They don't know. His government still won't know what he's doing now. Well, God bless you, sir. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, I believe the issue is about the location where he spends his holidays, and not about whether it's going on holiday or not. I think, like every human being, he does deserve a holiday.
Yes.
He does deserve a vacation. Well, he's a human being, he's not a machine, so he does deserve his holiday. Maybe the contention now could be where he spends his holiday.
Yes,
he should be more sensitive.
And where's back home? Yes, and well, I believe that someone sometimes needs to change environment. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Alex Iwore.
Good to have you, Mr. Iwore.
They're talking about president of France. France is the best. Because number person win election. It's in France. When France has problem with the jet, it became like a garagara. But the other France, so, France now party they do. That's there. On Saturday, DSS should show alone. What are show there? What are you done? They should come out from that budget as a go. It should money alone. And I didn't give a report. They not out. They don't find the most. When it says instead of not the network. In which place? It's a lie. Thank you much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Come to think of it, Bimbo, those times that Mr. President traveled to, if they are not taking care of their countries, they wouldn't be an attraction for our president to go spend his holidays there.
Yes, you are quite correct. Hello, good morning.
This is a from you.
Okay.
Mr. Tola, forget about the location. If you have your money, any foreign partner, usually that's your partner. Come to the world here. If you have your money, and you cannot die America, forget about the location. They are prodigals. God bless you.
Thank you. Well, that's very true.
It is true. You have your money.
You think Nigeria is paradise?
Yes.
Where you have money.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I
Good to have you, sir.
I don't have the last man for the president. But one thing that many Nigerians are saying that even instead of you having your holiday,
Oh, so sorry, Alaji, and the line is breaking. Do well to call us back. We couldn't hear you.
Yes, sir. We'll take this one more call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Julia from Colorado.
Good to have you, sir.
Mr. President, everybody knows what I went. So forget about nothing and holiday and all that. We all know. He has not. I think he has visited France this year, 2025. I think this should be the month of this time to visit in France. So everybody knows what he's going there to do. So, but President Obama did something when he was 1997. I think he visited the old and the state of federation, the presidential visit. Remember the presidential visit? Right, go and visit every state, and he spent like 2-3 days with each state. So you discuss the stakeholders of the whole state with the governors and all that. Now, when you remember when he came to your state, when Governor Lam was there, and someone was saying saying zero allocation. Then short of your mouth, zero allocation come minus allocation. Remember that period. So he visited every state. I think after that, no other president in this country has visited the state of the country in the space of 2 years, and that kind of situation. So I think we are degenerating as a nation. I think it's set an example for leaders in this country to do, but they are not following it because they've turned that seat to retirement. So that's what we'll be saying. Then on the issue of insecurity and people who are killed in north and east and central, the north central at the weekend, over 100 and all that. One thing is, we keep saying this. We have no government in this country because they cannot be able to be defending us. When we are in the war, the government will tell citizens to be defending themselves. It's the government job to defend the citizens. By the time the government officials are telling that hello, defend their own, that means they just did.
Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, we have to go now.
Thank you. Yes, we have to go. Check our time is 7:30, and we'll be back same time tomorrow morning, God willing, on Conversation. My name is Tola Teriba.
And my name is Bimbo Akombi. Thank you very much for listening and enjoy your day.
Conversation.
The city of Ibadan, the home of ancient warlords, in the Pacesetter state, this is Oluyole FM 98.5 Ibadan.
wọ́ọ̀kù lọ́rọ̀ọ̀rùn pẹ̀sẹ̀ láti kéde nílé akéde tọ̀yọ́ ni ó nílò kó o ṣe mọ́ dára rẹ̀ láàmú sọ pé òun wọkọ̀ bọ̀ wá sílé akéde lóríta Basọ̀rún ìlú Ìbàdàn mọ́ pàápàá jùlọ láti ṣe ìkéde yẹn polówó ọjà yẹn tàbí fi tótọ́ tó sì yẹ tó àwọn aráàlú létí bóyá nípa àpàdé nípa àsọjí àbí nǹkan kan àbómi ìtẹ́bálẹ̀ fẹ́ ṣe ètò agbègbè àgbáyé kẹ́ẹ̀nà tẹ́ fẹ́ ṣe hàn wá 09158703300 lórí agbègbè kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ WhatsApp nọ́mbà ìkànnà mọ̀ ní ọ̀rọ̀rùn pẹ̀sẹ̀ stress free courtesy BCOS. You don't have to stress yourself coming down to Ile Akede Orita Basọ̀rún Ìbàdàn again to make that announcement or place that advert. Book online, personal paid announcements, obituaries or in memoriam, annual conventions, workshops, crusades, social diaries, inter-house sport competitions, musical shows or concerts, and other promotions. Very simple. Go online to book for transmission on BCS radio channels or BCS TV, or simply call 091 5870 3300 or WhatsApp on the same number 091 5870 3300.